Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome to the first of what will hopefully be a number of Crusader Kings III Let's Plays. One thing I want to go ahead and mention real quick before we get started is when it comes to a Paradox franchise that I am the worst at, and especially if we just do just the franchises themselves, Crusader Kings is easily the Paradox franchise that I am the worst at. If we break up the franchises a little bit, depending upon when they were made, then I would say the only thing that I am worse at than Crusader Kings is pre-Hearts of Iron 4 Hearts of Iron, which in there I'm including things like Darkest Hour. I believe that's what it was called. And maybe EU Rome as well. Those are probably the only groups of products that I am worse at than Crusader Kings. But I still enjoy Crusader Kings. It's still a fun game franchise. So I still buy the games, I still buy the DLC, and I still play them. But I'm not particularly great at them, so don't come in here expecting somebody who's okay at the game, because honestly I'm probably even below average when it comes to a Crusader Kings game, when it comes to skill. But I still enjoy them. So even though I suck at it, we're still going to go and do some Let's Plays for this. I don't know how many off the top of my head. They'll probably be spaced out, similar to my Stellaris somewhat, where I'll start new series when new DLCs release. So we'll probably do this one. If this ends before a DLC releases, I won't be doing another Crusader Kings until a DLC releases and my schedule opens up. But let's go ahead and get started with this first Let's Play. So, decided we're going to go and play as the Duke of York. Because this is Crusader Kings, and games can go on for quite a while, I do want to note that I am setting a goal for this series. Once we accomplish that goal, we will be ending the series. If that takes us 20 parts to do, because we get really lucky, so be it. It ends up being a fairly short series. If that takes us 80 parts, then okay, it ends up being a longer series. But that goal, technically it's actually two goals, sort of. One's the primary, the other one is depending on how I'm feeling at the time. The goal that I absolutely want to complete is to restore the Danelaw as the Duke of York. That secondary, depending on how I'm feeling, goal is to unite the entire British Isles under the Danelaw. But like I said, uniting or recreating the Danelaw is our primary goal. Once that is accomplished, depending on how I'm feeling, that will determine if the series ends right then and there, or if it'll potentially go on for a couple extra parts. So we'll see. So we'll be playing as Halfdan Whiteshirt. He's not actually wearing a white shirt. Duke of York, he's 39. Norse faith is, I'm not going to try and pronounce a lot of these stuff because I can't pronounce it if my life depended on it. But he practices one of the pagan faiths. Our dynasty is the what is that? Hevitsirk? Sure, we'll go with Hevitsirk. The first wave of the invasion has gone very well for Halfdan Whiteshirt. With the help of his brother Ivar, he has wrestled the control of York from King Aila's hands. Probably mispronounced that, and he will take so much more. Will you follow in history's footsteps and have your bloody vengeance, or stake out a new path for Halfdan? And Ivar, our brother up here, is in charge of the Isles, if we wanted to go ahead and play up in the Scotland area rather than the central England area. We have a son and a daughter. We have Gudfrid, probably mispronounced, and Saga the Truth Speaker. Like I said, we will be... Our goal is to restore the Danelaw. Which just quickly go ahead and go over what is required to do that. That requires us to have complete control over the duchy, or the jarldom rather, of Jorvik, the jarldom of Lancaster, which is over here, complete control over East Anglia, Essex, which is actually here. Part of it is held by Mercia, and most of it is held by Wessex. And then, of course, we also need to take over the entirety of the jarldom of Mercia. That is what we need to do. So we have our brother, Ivar. He has a host over here. I don't know where the hell they'll go, but they'll do something. They're also at war with the petty kingdom of Northumbria. They're wanting to take this stuff up here, if I recall correctly, and we are wanting to take this stuff. The actual Northumbria stuff. I don't recall if our war goal includes the Lancaster stuff. It does actually include the Lancaster stuff. Okay, good to know. And let me go and get my timer started now, actually, before I forget. As per usual, because this is the first part of a brand new series, I typically try to have these be an hour long, at least when I have the time to record an hour-long part, and I do currently have the time to record an hour-long part, so this will be definitely over an hour, though, because I've already talked for probably a good 5-10 minutes. Either way, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to probably play on a mix of 2-3 speed a lot of the times. Let's go ahead and grab our army. Let's go ahead and slap some troops in there. I'm not going to be taking command myself because realistically, I probably shouldn't put my heir in charge either. Sorry, heir. I know I just said you were going to be in charge, but that's probably the worst idea I could ever potentially have. So let's not do that. We're going to go ahead and send our host over here to the barony of Lancaster to take that over. Our heir is currently unmarried. What is his worst skill? His absolute worst skill is stewardship, which is not super surprising. Stewardship doesn't exactly seem to run in the family. If we really look at any of our children, some of them are okay. You know, we got Jarl Diary the Stranger over here, who is actually a illegitimate bastard of my family. So I can't really do anything with him. But he actually has some half-decent stewardship at 12, which compared to most people is actually decent. I actually do have 10. I'll be honest, I'm kind of preferring Gudrid as my heir. I kind of like the stewardship, although his military is a little lacking, but we can work on that. I'm not really too big on Siegfried here. But oh well, Siegfried needs a wife. So, let's see, couple things. One, max age of 25. I do kind of wish I had a little bit more control over that, but a max age of 25 works fine, because anything over that is already getting a little too close for comfort to not being able to have pregnancies occur, and as a result, no kids, which, kind of important to have kids, especially in Crusader Kings. Don't really care for the age difference section too much. Obviously, they have to be an adult, although I don't think that really changed anything over there. I would like to try and get some inheritable traits, particularly positive traits. So Giant, while not the worst thing ever, does have minor health penalties. So unless I can cancel that out with something that has some minor health benefits, which definitely exist, I don't think I'm going to really want to try and get Giant in the family. But again, it's not the worst thing ever. Hail gives us some prowess, which is useful for combat, assuming we were to ever send our heir out for combat, either while he's our heir or when he inevitably becomes our ruler, assuming he actually lives, because, he could die. He could get really unlucky and he dies. I'm going to go, I think, for Sigrid here. She has some pretty decent stewardship, and she has quick, which if we can get that in the family, that's great. Then we kind of need to do double quick to get that up to whatever the next tier up, because there's actually 3 tiers of that trait now. I believe quick is the entry level for the intelligent, and then intelligent can go up to genius. So yeah, we're going to go with Sigrid here. Our son's going to lose some prestige because Sigrid is unlanded, but you know, I can't really do anything about that. Not very many people around in our neck of the woods are going to be marrying off their daughters and sons to us right now. So let's get him married. Goodfried needs a wife as well. So Goodfried. Let's see, what do I want you? A little bit on the older side. What do you need necessarily for traits? Your learning is crap, and your intrigue, forgot the name for a second there, is also kind of crap, but it's not the worst thing ever. It's kind of what the Spy Master's for. Just keep your Spy Master on your side and all's good. I'm kind of liking Igbjorn here. Probably mispronounced that as well. She's deceitful but also brave. I'm really liking the lustful, which means probably more kids. And she's pretty, so congenial trait potentially, which also further increases fertility. And she's only 16, so there's actually quite a bit of kid potential here with Ingbjorn. I think we're going to go for that. Saga, you're not that great. We could marry you off to our nephew. Probably not the best idea, all things considered. And it's actually not that important that you marry somebody who is at most 25. For the simple reason that you are the one that needs to be young. He doesn't really need to be young for there to be kids. Do I have any half decent options if I do matrilineal? I mean, there are some. There are a number of people here with genius, which is good, of course. I would love to get that in the family. And my alliance options aren't particularly great. I can either get the Chiefdom of Shetland, which is up here in the Orkney Isles, or Islands, or whatever they're called. Not exactly a particularly great ally, all things considered. I don't think they'd actually really be able to help us either, if I'm being completely honest. I think I am going to go ahead and say screw it. We're going to do a matrilineal marriage with the younger of the two people with the genius trait, which ends up being Hemming here. Yes, oh, I forgot. I had unclicked it previously to check and see if I had any decent marriage options outside of matrilineal, and I didn't, so there we go. So you're going to do a matrilineal marriage with him. And Ragnar here is already married. That's good. Do we want to do any changes to our council? Potentially. Our marshal is kind of crap at his job, all things considered, at only 7 marshal. Could replace him, although he is a... He's a powerful vassal, technically. My chancellor... Okay. Is anybody else more qualified to take the chancellor position? And the answer to that appears to be no. How's your stewardship? Your stewardship is crap, okay. I was thinking of potentially trying to maybe switch you over there. And, yeah, God, this is going to be a pain. Yeah, okay, I think we're just going to have to keep that as it is for the time being. I do need to get you on my side if I can. Could send you a gift of 50 for only 9 opinion. I don't think that's really worth it. We're going to... No, we're not going to attempt to seduce the 46-year-old Hofgodi. Mispronouncing that. It's our court chaplain, basically. We're going to try and sway you, which we only have a 56% chance of success right now. If I switch you to support my scheme, that goes up to 56%. I assume it just hasn't refreshed. Because I really doubt that goes up to, from 56 to 56. Pretty sure our guy's not that crap. What do I want to do? Ooh, I think I'm going to do authority focus, because control is going to be an issue for us. Particularly on the newly conquered territories of Northumbria, once we take it. Which will be soon. I am in line to inherit a number of territories, including the chiefdom of Chernobyl, apparently. I'm not sure if I want to inherit it, but apparently we are in line to do so. I can negotiate alliance with the Jarldom of Upland. I'm going to say yes to that. We don't have enough champions, so let's go ahead and spend some prestige to invite some. Yeah, let's get ourselves a court chaplain, because that sounds like a great idea, just to make sure nothing bad happens to us. Because you don't want anything bad to happen to you. Let's go ahead and pass the improved crown authority as well while we're at it, because, hey, why not? Okay, Ivar is doing stuff. Excellent. Yes, thank you, game. Go. Oh, I didn't realize the Jarl of Upland was our brother. I was not paying attention. I just realized we could form an alliance. So that's great, I suppose. So is the reason I'm not allowed to negotiate an alliance with you? Because I am at war. In this case, I don't know if I am at war is referring to me or you. Because we're both technically at war in this scenario. Do you have a trait for improving the speed? You do. That's probably not the best thing ever, for being honest. Let's just merge the armies into one giant army, and I'm placing Ragnar in charge. Because I do like that bonus speed. I just don't really want him running on ahead in front of everybody. You're both kind of crap, because neither of you are... Neither of you have the physician or renowned physician skills. And there's not a significant difference in your learning, which is the thing that will determine how effective you are. The biggest difference is that one of you is Catholic and the other one is our faith. I'm kind of inclined to just go ahead and hire Sophia. Just because I'm a little bit more inclined to trust her. At least I figure our character probably would be. She's, again, learning-wise, she's not that much worse than Oswulfir. So let's go for Sophia. New champion arrived, wonderful, and I would say he's actually pretty good. So let's go ahead and give him champion status. Or make him a champion, rather. Let's see, don't I... You know, I think I actually do want to... No. Game. Split off new army. Split it into two. Put a new guy in charge. John. No, not John. No, Ragnar's already in charge. So, yeah, no, John can do it. And I want you to go to the Barony of Dunholm. Or actually, no. Go to the Barony of Kendall. It's right next door. You guys can easily reinforce each other if things don't go... Why are you heading south? At least that's the direction your ship looked to be moving in. Yes. For some reason, they're sending an army south. Makes absolutely zero sense to send an army south. And one's just going out into the North Sea because reasons. I could raise my actual troops, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to rely on our hosts here. I know the game. I don't have enough champions. You haven't informed me of a new guy coming in. And Bercy here is not particularly great. I mean, Logistician is nice, but his actual skill there is kind of crap. I mean, he has okay prowess at 8. Especially compared to some of our other champions. Yeah, we got 5s and 6s in here. Yeah, you know what? Bercy, I will give you the job. You're not great. We're going to replace Mayor Olaf for there, down at the bottom at some point, along with our son, Ragnar, there. Well, no, I think we'll keep Ragnar no matter what. We can force him to become a champion. And that ensures that he will always be a champion. The game will never be able to take that away from him. I know the game seems to randomly decide what to build in these territories sometimes over the course of multiple games that I've played here. So it looks like in the Earldom it's decided, or in, Jorvik and Leeds it's decided to put wooden barracks in there. My first game it actually built farm and fields, if I recall correctly. Both of which are nice, I'll admit. Do I want to go and build walls and towers here in Jorvik? I might. I can't construct any new holdings, either because I can't afford it, or because I can only build castles, which I also can't afford right now. If I win this, what do I get? I just get a bunch of fame, which is nice. You say fame, but fame's not an actual thing that's listed anywhere, is it? No, there's prestige, and piety, and gold, and dread. I don't know what the hell this fame is. I mean, there's renown as well, but that's called renown and not fame. I'm assuming fame is prestige. It's just a case of the game tooltips, as happens sometimes with Paradox games, not being the best. I am technically not gaining the max prestige I could because I'm under my concubine limit, which basically means I don't have 3 concubines. But my choices are Sophia, who's 36, which, I mean, she's not bad. But she's 36. She's probably not going to give any kids, and I kind of like to have a concubine that has the capability of giving kids. And you're running away. Because of course you are, because you decided to go south with a single army. You sent 2 armies up to the north, and 1 out into the North Sea because reasons. Good for them. We've managed to capture a kid. And to send you to the barony of Carliol? Sure, that's what we'll call it. What are our cultural guys researching out of curiosity? Oh good, they're researching onagers. And it looks like they're researching that as the primary, rather than the secondary, if I recall correctly, is the way that is. This will allow us to recruit onager men-at-arms, which will help with sieges. Really? Really, Upland? No, I don't want to go and fight my brother. There's literally no reason for me to go and fight him. We should get along swimmingly. I don't know why it is we're technically at war with each other in this battle. It's very weird. We're on opposite... Well, I say we're on... We're both fighting the same enemy. For different territory as well, I should note. It'd be understandable for us to be fighting one another. Oh, we got another champion. Is this guy any good? He has 12 martial. Holy crap, he is really good. 21 prowess. I mean, he's kind of crap at anything else other than military. But 21 prowess is nice. Yeah, dude, you're getting the job. Welcome aboard. Orvar. Definitely mispronounced. Wonderful. You go over there, beat the crap out of that army. Kinda wish you would just go siege the stuff you're trying to take, not the stuff I'm trying to take. I could go and destroy your host to force you to out of there, but I don't really want to do that. Oh. Aha! 21-year-old married to this guy. Aha! So I can go ahead and make the wife of the Earl of Westmoreland my concubine. Is she any good? I mean, for not having gone through generations of stat building, I suppose she's okay. She's 21, so she actually has a chance of, pretty decent chance of giving kids. And it also gets me closer to being under my, yeah, you know, I'm making you my concubine. You're now, I could execute you. I wonder who that would piss off. I don't know. Close family members, but technically your former wife is no longer a family member, if I'm understanding that correctly, so she wouldn't care, presumably. Also, we can execute kids, and burn them at the stake is actually our method, so that's a thing. But I think I'd rather ransom these guys off. You can't afford your ransom. Fine. Ransom them off, and you... I'm going to demand that you convert. Actually, no, I'm not. I don't care about you. You're going to lose your territory anyway. And we're just going to try and hold on to our money. Because that's the way this works. And I can't designate an heir until... Which one of these allows that? I know one of these does. Okay, it is 4. Go on. Knock out their army. Oh, good. My brother decided to finally realize that's not his territory to siege, so he should probably leave it. Technically, they have better troops than this guy. They also, you know, have knights. This guy, for some reason, has absolutely no... Well, it's probably because they're hosts. That's the issue. Okay, and you guys just went up to high quality. I'm still going to beat you because I outnumber you, but we're definitely going to take more losses than we realistically should have. Ah, we captured one of your generals. I think we might have also cut off his leg. Let's double check that. Yes, he was wounded in battle. So I'm assuming the wound in battle was that he lost his leg. Doesn't, yeah. Doesn't tell me. It just says that he was wounded in this battle. He's a prisoner, and he just so happens to be one-legged. So my best guess is, yeah, I think we might have cut his leg off during the battle. Sucks to be you, buddy. And they don't want to ransom you, apparently. Your prowess is complete and utter garbage. But your intrigue's pretty good. I'm afraid I'm going to have to burn you at the stake. Just to minimize risk of you trying to seek revenge on me, or whichever one of my generals it was. That cut your leg off. Really don't want that to be an issue, so yeah. Ah. My half-brother can marry. What is he doing in my court? Doesn't matter, I guess. What do you need trait-wise? Your intrigue is kind of crap, although I'll be honest, I don't really want your intrigue to get any good, because you might try to usurp my throne. So next is learning. You know what? You're actually pretty decent when it comes to military. I'm actually going to go ahead and say screw it and have you get married to Gaija Ulva here. If we do run the risk of you becoming a giant, or your kids rather becoming giants and getting the health penalty for it. But you know, that extra prowess is nice. So you're going to educate your kids on being really, really good when it comes to the whole fighting battles thing. I am still second in line to inherit a bunch of things. Where, out of curiosity, where is this Jarldom of... There it is, okay. So it is there. It's the same area where Chernobyl is, okay. I just wasn't paying attention. So I'm second in line to inherit that. So if I were to kill my grandson and then kill my son, I would inherit that. I would lose it immediately because of the way the rules are set. No exclaves or enclaves or whatever. I need to actually be able to get there, which is fine with me. Come on, you guys are almost done. Finish sieging that, and then go siege their capital. And we managed to capture somebody else. We don't have your wife, but that's fine. She's 38. You are gluttonous. You're kind of crap at everything. I'm going to leave you be. Ah. And your daughter, or one of them at least, was the one that was married to the Westmoreland dude. And is now my concubine. The other one is 5 years old, so yeah, that ain't happening. Guess we'll see if she ends up with any good stats down the line. So I would love to reform the faith, just so that we are no longer an unreformed Norse faith, but that's not going to happen for a while. Number of reasons, one of which is I think I personally need to hold 3 holy sites, which just ain't gonna happen. At least not anytime soon. Let's get the game up to 3 speed. Let's get this siege and stuff to go by a bit faster because it's taking its sweet old time. Another champion arrived. Are you any good? You are. Let's open this up. Recruit you. Welcome to your new job. Hope you enjoy. I think these guys are, yeah, those guys are raiding. Not a big fan of them raiding territory that I'm about to take. An attempt on my life. A noise like that of an assassin stumbling on a chamber pot pulled me out of my late night slumber. Spotting my would-be assailant, I shouted for my guards in a composed and manly fashion. As they arrived, a brief struggle ensued, resulting in the intruder's death. I do not know who was behind this, but they must be found and brought to justice. I will find out who is behind this, which gets us watchful, and hostile schemes are harder. Somebody tried to get us killed. Oh, how's my thing going? Yeah, that's still a 56. Screw it. Disrupt schemes. Since apparently you're just not going to help me accomplish stuff. Okay. Captured you. Aha, I've also apparently have imprisoned your sibling. Wonderful, I guess. Don't recall ever imprisoning them, but apparently we did. That doesn't help that we have so many people, I guess. Any of you able to afford a half-decent ransom? You're very close to being able to afford yours. A lot of these guys are pretty far off. I can't kick those guys out because technically, it's not my land right now. So I can't kick them out for raiding my stuff. Oh, well, yeah, no, you're not going to accept peace right now. Even though you are losing, so you probably should, you're just not going to do it. Because of course not. Here we go. So I will receive all territories within Petty King Aelfa's realm, that is part of the Petty Kingdom of Northumbria, as well as the Duchy of Lancaster. Gain 150 fame, 150 fame. My allies share 150 prestige based off their contributions. And allies share 150 based on their contributions. Increases his opinion of his allies based on their contribution. I don't think his allies actually really helped them in this specific war. Let's enforce our demands to the cocky Jarl Halfdan. It's probably actually Halfdan, but whatever. Tales of his misdeeds are told from Ireland to Cathay. You are a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. So be it. Thank you for the territory. I need to go and kick these damn guys out of my territory. Finally, after all this time, I have the abhorrent petty King Aelfa of Northumbria at my mercy. When I heard of my father Ragnar's death at his hands, I swore I would have my vengeance, and I am a man of my word. See, I will tear his ribs into blood wings. Ugh. This man is yours, great Odin. Or, I have other plans for him. I don't think there's anything I can do with him plans-wise, if we're being honest. So I kind of like the idea of tearing his ribs into blood wings, mostly for the prestige, which is the thing we really need a lot of. Particularly if we want to go to war or if we want to be able to take lots of land fairly quickly in a single war. Because depending upon, that's how they actually have it set up here, is depending upon your prestige level, determines whether or not you can go to war for just a county, or if you can go to war for a duchy, or if you can go to war for a kingdom. I'd love to be able to go to war for at least a duchy, and I would really love to be able to go to war for entire kingdoms at once, but to do that, I need prestige. So let's go ahead and tear his ribs into blood wings. And I know, game, I'm above my prestige, or my domain limit. I can usurp the title, but guy's currently fighting a war, so I can't actually usurp the title. Any more no, still just Sophia. No, game, pause, thank you. Oh, you dealt with those guys, wonderful. Disband all our guys, because I don't need them up anymore. As I was gonna try and look at. Powerful vassal is demanding a position. Who? You're a powerful vassal. With 40 levies. You're on some serious crack if you think you are a powerful vassal. Time to get rid of you anyway, though. Now, the way this is set up right now is when our character dies, Goodfried here will get East Riding, Cumberland, and Westmoreland. And Ragnar here will get West Riding, or whichever, I guess it's Riding, I don't know. Northumbria and Lancashire. Because sadly I can't do anything about that. Because we use Confederate partition. Under this, our titles are divided equally between our children. New titles may be created for younger heirs. So I kind of need to hand off as much of this stuff as I possibly can. If only just to avoid them being too powerful. So, Lancashire. Who do I want to grant this to? Well, Hemming's kind of nice here. You're the one that's married to my daughter, right? Yes. And that's matrilineal. That is a matrilineal marriage, correct? Yes, okay. That technically keeps it in the family as a result. I don't want anybody with too good of intrigue, though, because I'm gonna potentially want to kill some of these guys at the end of the day, if we're being completely honest. Well, at least down the line, not right this second, of course. Let's put Orvar in charge of Lancashire. Actually, curiosity, how does that affect this? That screws over Ragnar. Wonderful. Kendall. Kendall I will give to... don't really want to give it off to a bunch of Catholics, if I can avoid it. Those guys already have land. Want to make sure. Ruler. Not a ruler. Thank you. Very important. I don't want to give land to people that already have land, which severely limits my options. So, Bercy, you're unmarried. You know what? I think that's fine. You can have Westmoreland. Carlisle? Or, well, technically, Cumberland. Let's see. I'll give it to you. And I will give Northumberland to John. Wow, that is really screwing over. So no matter what, my primary territories here, I'm going to have to give up some of them to my children when our character dies, which is very annoying. And I assume none of you will convert if I tried to make you. So Hemming or my half-brother? I'm going to go and give it to my half-brother. I'm not going to give them anything particularly big. I'm not going to usurp the title of the Duchy of Northumbria. Now we could immediately go and declare war on Mercia for a county. Go ahead and take Cheshire. We could also go to war with East Anglia and take Norfolk, which isn't the worst idea ever, I want to note, because I've had times where East Anglia gets conquered by West Francia, Lothringia, or East Francia, depending upon how the situation there in Central Europe is going. And we kind of need East Anglia, so I'd rather not have to fight them if I can avoid it, so... yeah, you know, I think we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and start a conquest of East Anglia. So let's go ahead and take Norfolk. Yeah, I think we're going to go for Norfolk. As long as we win this war, we will still gain fame. Raise our armies. And just go out to sea, guys. Just go out to sea. It's so much easier if you just go out to sea. We'll pay the 14 gold for you to embark. Jeez, that was originally expensive. 56.2 gold. It's only 14 because we have longships. Our concubine is pregnant. Wonderful. Our wife isn't. Well, she is 43. I guess that makes sense. What's this? Of all the buffoonery I have ever seen in Mayor Ulfer's inane efforts to improve my relations with my neighbors, my good-for-nothing Chancellor has officially acknowledged Petty Queen Blasia's claim to the Earldom of Cumberland. You are supposed to make me friends, not enemies. This is fine. She's going to lose her territory. To the islands. To the Isles. So, this is fine. Apparently my sister-in... She's my sister-in-law? Wow, this is a kooky family, apparently. So, we went to war with somebody. He married off his daughter to my brother over in Sajaland. So now, as a result, she is my sister-in-law, and she's just got an official title to... Or my guy was an idiot and just basically said, oh yeah, she should own Cumberland. Yeah, that's... Ugh. Yeah, I kind of expected the Isles to win that. If they didn't, it would have been weird. I mean, that isn't to say they couldn't have potentially lost. It's just, it would have been weird if they had lost. Let's see. So I can create the Duchy of Northumbria. We're not going to. I can negotiate 2 alliances. Sure, let's do that. That'll make sure that these guys can't join any factions against us. Because, yes, if a vassal is a friend, lover, prisoner, or ally, they are not allowed to join a faction. Also, if they're terrified or I have a strong hook on them. All the more reason for me to go ahead and try and get some hooks on these people. Particularly my children. What are you do? What is the Isles doing? I don't know what the hell the Isles are doing. But they're doing something. It's something weird. That's all I can say. Are you really recruiting more mercenaries? They did. They recruited mercenaries so that they could do nothing. Because let's be honest here, that is in fact what they're going to be doing. I'm sieging your capital. Ah, my court physician has now become a novice physician. Wonderful. Yeah, we're gonna really have to deal with the whole peasant and religious issues thing. Let's go ahead and have you get started on at least attempting to convert some of these faiths. So change this from Catholicism to pagan. Wonderful. Ooh, we got your wife. Yeah. Okay. We gotta do it. We have to. I mean, seriously. We're playing as Vikings. Yeah. Technically not accurate, but whatever. We absolutely have to do this. Okay, we just captured the queen, petty queen, but whatever, of East Anglia while fighting a war against East Anglia. She's 24, so she actually has a half-decent chance of giving kids. She has a fairly ridiculous amount of stewardship, to be honest. Granted, her other stats are crap. She apparently decided, I'm going to be a steward. And that's the only thing she's good at, pretty much. She's got some learning and a little bit of martial skill. But she decided to completely ignore diplomacy and intrigue. Which is kind of okay, because if she ignores intrigue, she won't potentially get us killed. Because she won't be able to really contribute to any plots. Yeah, we're taking her. Also, I demand that you convert, which I can't do. Because reasons. Apparently my learning skill is not that great. Yeah, you have slightly better learning than me. And also, you don't like me. Which I can't fault you for. I really can't. Okay, let's go ahead and beat the crap out of their army. Oh, I'm leading that army. Probably not the best idea, all things considered. Let me not lead that army. Let's put my half-brother in charge. Because I'd rather not die if I can avoid it. We are 41, and we have the potential to do great things. We just need to not die. Our troops are so much better than this guy. Here we go. He still refuses to give us peace. Let's see what happened. Events. We wounded the petty king. He has been maimed, which means there is a half-decent chance that he will die. Oh, wow, he got married quickly. He's like, oh, thank you for taking my wife away from me. I can get married to somebody else that I'd much rather be married to. I'm assuming that's the thought process there, because boy, was that quick. It's as if she was just waiting in the wings to get married to him. Martial has increased. Military presence, which increases garrison size. Not really what I need there. Actually, out of curiosity, can you help my vassals? You can. Wonderful. You go help them improve their control of regions. This guy's an acquaintance. I find that very, very strange, if that is so. The Petty King of Mercy is apparently an acquaintance of ours. I have to take the game's word for it, but it doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense if we're being completely honest. Oh, okay, never mind. Thanks for the peace. Thank you. Did you really need to wait till you lost some troops in the battle? Was that important to you? That you had to lose some troops first? That's fine. Let's go ahead and head back. Because I think if I disband you here... Oh no, they will all manage to return home. Wonderful. Do I want to... Aha, Shetland apparently took some of our stuff. I'm sorry, Shetland. I really am. This is going to cost us piety. But, Shetland, you took my land. I need that land. So, I'm taking it from you. Raise our armies again. Go take Cheshire. I don't care if we're fighting somebody of our own faith, it's absolutely necessary. They took something we need. And somebody's created a faction against us. Brilliant. We'll deal with that in a moment. Let's see. So we need to get to this. What is it? Ah, damn, my army's raised, so I can't actually check right now. I want you to kill that army if you can. Oh, wonderful. You were actually a lot faster. Oh, did you call it an ally? You did. Also, I don't know what those guys are doing, but go kill them. Oh, you're trying to conquer Cheshire as well. Who are you, out of curiosity? Oh, up here, Vestfold. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to beat the crap out of you. That will presumably transfer the war over, I should note. Really, John? Really? You trying to do that to me? Why would you do that to me? I know you're upset because of the whole you're not on the council thing, but I can't really do much about that. Actually, that's not true. Apparently, Mayor Halstein here is no longer considered important. So, any shifting around I can do? Not really. So either I put John in charge or put my half-brother. I'm gonna go with my half-brother. Because, you know, he's just much better. I say much, it was like maybe 5 points or so, but, you know, that's still better. And that's what matters. Wonderful, we managed to sway our court chaplain, and we have a perk open for us. So we can go ahead and get Gallant, which I think we are going to, because I really like the plus 20% monthly prestige, that we are trying to get as much prestige as we can. And I just have to, I don't recall what it is. If it's I believe it's illustrious to be able to declare duchy wars, and exalted among men to be able to declare kingdom wars. And then the living legend is just kind of an extra tier, basically, as a result. I believe that's how that works. It has been about a week or so since I last played, though, so I could be misremembering, potentially. So don't quite take that as gospel. I could invite claimants to my court. I don't typically bother doing that. Oh, wonderful. You are, you have a positive opinion of me now, so I don't give a crap about what you think of me anymore. You're not a powerful vassal. I'm gonna replace you, just so I can try and deal with some of these pissed off people. So, John's worse, but I don't want to have him be pissed off at me. And my spy master is way too important to me to replace with somebody who has crap skill. Okay, you are married. I was about to say, I'm like, wow, we have a 19-year-old with a whole bunch of stats there. Might want to take as a concubine. Never mind. She's married to one of my sons. So can't really do that. Not strictly true. He would just need to have an accident. There we go. Faction has been disbanded. We won that siege. Quickly get over there, preferably before they manage to siege our capital. I know, you want a position. So long as you're happy, though, I really don't care to try to give you the position right now. I think after I beat your army, that should put us at enough to enforce peace. Although, ticking war score will also do it. So I just kind of need you to run away enough. But no, I don't mind killing your army. Oh, you actually have some men-at-arms. Oh, good for you, Orkney. Let's see, what do we do? What do we do? Aha, well, we apparently managed to imprison a whole bunch of their guys. Any of them I want to ransom. Will not accept. Will not accept. Will accept you. Why? Oh, because this is your son. Do I want to take your son away from you? Could execute him. Out of curiosity. Oh, you have 3 sons, so... And only one of them's in my prison, so... Kind of limited there. I'll give you peace and then we'll sort out our jail, because it's way too much stuff going on in there. Thank you. Disband our troops. We have Cheshire. I'm sorry. This is supposed to be mine. Oh. I'm an idiot. This is what you get for not paying attention to what you're declaring war for. We ended up taking Shetland instead of Cheshire, when what we wanted was Cheshire. Yeah. So we are now starting to conquer the Orkney Isles. Or, I guess, Duchy of the Northern Isles is actually what it's called. Which is part of the Kingdom of Norway for some reason. I mean, I can kind of potentially understand Shetland and this one over here. Ferriar. Orkney, I think, should probably be England, but whatever. Yeah, so we took the wrong bit of land, so we're just kind of going to have to live with this random plot of land way up there. Because that's about all we can do. We have a number of sick kids. One is actually my son, the other is a grandson, and the other is son of one of our other earls. Out of curiosity game, I want, let's see, adult, not a ruler. They have to be male because we can't put non-males in charge. I don't care about dynasty at all. Don't care about married, they have to be free. I want you to show me all. They have to be inside of my diplomatic range. Okay, let's see. Sort by age. Descending. Out of curiosity, do you want to join my court? And the answer is no. And no from you. No from you. I wish there was a, you know, an option here for will join court. Like we have in CK2. That for some reason is missing from CK3. We got another Ragnar here. Will not accept. We got an Eagle here. Nope. Wow. Do you guys have to love me that much for you to be willing to join my court? That is honestly annoying. I would like it if I had the option of saying, hey, if you come to my court, I will give you a title. Because this current system is kind of crap. If I'm being honest. I've never really... In my various test games, I've never bothered trying to invite somebody to my court using this. And it is actually, oh my god, the worst thing ever. Is really the only way I can describe it. Yeah, that actually made it worse. Let's, I guess, sort by opinion of me. That's my son, nephew, nephew. Yeah, none of you guys want to join me. I can't do anything about that. And I'm not going to spend time trying to sway you to join me. That just, no, makes no sense. Yeah, that's a terrible system if I'm being completely honest. So, Hemming, I'm going to drop you off in Shetland and you can have fun way the hell up there. I need more champions, apparently. Ah, yes, because we became distinguished. It opens stuff up a little bit. I don't think I actually have anybody I can currently recruit as a champion, so oh well. No, you need to be illustrious to declare county wars. Damn. There's my timer. To get to that, we need another 2,000 points of prestige. Well, I guess, yeah, prestige. Okay, actually, no, not necessarily prestige. I think it's fame. Yeah, so this is that mythical fame the game doesn't tell you because it's under prestige, but it's not prestige. But it's related to prestige. But it's not. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, so I can't declare war on Cheshire, or well, now Cheshire, to take Cheshire, the region I meant to take, but failed to take because I chose the wrong plot of land. Mercia has stuff I want, so I will definitely be going to war with them. It's a question of what do I go to war for? Because I can only go to war for stuff that I neighbor. I think I'm going to go for Lindsay because that's actually a part of Jorvik. And then that gives, I believe that gives us access to Essex? No. I would still need to go ahead and take more from Mercia to get to Essex, or at least the bit of Essex they own. Okay, well, that'll be it for this part. I will see you all next time, where we will be presumably going to war again against somebody for something. I don't know what. Also, can I actually negotiate the alliance with you? Because I really would love to have an alliance with you. Let's do that. And then I'll end the part. There we go. No, close that. Thank you, game. Okay, so I have an alliance with Upland, with a couple of my vassals, and with the Isles. Those are actually half decent allies, I should note. Upland typically forms Sweden, so they're going to be very useful. The Isles is probably going to be a mess at the end of the day, and the vassals are just to keep them out of factions for the time being. Yeah, I think we'll probably end up going war for, well, what are you taking from them? Oh, you're taking Lindsay. Oh, no. Nope, sorry, dude. I'm going to have to... Who the hell are you? Smiland. Yeah, I'm sorry, Smiland. Definitely mispronouncing that. I'm going to have to destroy your army. Because Lindsay's mine. Yeah, okay, well, I guess I could go to war with Wessex, technically. Actually, Yeah, I think next part we'll probably go to war with Wessex, because we need to take Essex from them anyway. And they are actually very weak right now. But either way, so that'll be it for this part. Quick reminder, I do have a Patreon, so if you found yourself enjoying this video and you want to help support the channel out, that is the easiest and best way to help support the channel. So link to that down in the description below. Down there I think I also have I will have some affiliate links for picking up Crusader Kings III if you wish to go ahead and pick it up. Like I said at the start of this video, Crusader Kings is easily the Paradox franchise if we just look at the franchises themselves and we don't break them up at all depending upon when they released, or depending upon when the various games released. Crusader Kings is easily the one I am worst at. I suck at Crusader Kings. I enjoy them, but I'm not particularly great at them. I guess technically I wouldn't say I suck. I'm just sort of below average, maybe average if I'm really lucky. Depends on what the average skill level is in Crusader Kings. But I'm not particularly great at them. But I still enjoy the games, and some of you might enjoy them too. So like I said, some affiliate links down there if I remember to put them down there, because I might forget. They're kind of a pain to build sometimes. They don't like having nice UIs for building those annoyingly enough. Down there you'll also find a link to my Discord, which I highly recommend joining, even if it's only so that you can stay up to date on channel happenings. That is the basically only place I post to for channel happenings regarding me not being able to record during 1 week for reasons, or whatever the case may be. That is my go-to place to post that type of content. So I highly recommend joining it, just so you can stay up to date on that stuff. If you want to be active in the community, of course, that's also great. It's not a requirement or anything, but it is great if you decide to do that. So yes, that'll be it for this part. Let's go ahead and save. I really wish you would have folders, Paradox. Give me a damn create folder option here. Or give this the Stellaris treatment, where each save is broken down into who you were playing as. I don't know how you would do it. Maybe do it by dynasty. Probably the easiest way, because that doesn't change, really. Yeah. I don't know why they don't use the Stellaris save games, how save games are organized in Stellaris here in CK3. It's a great system. It's certainly better than this. And I mean, hell, CK2 technically supports folders. You can't really make them in game, but you can actually, to my understanding, go into where saves are, where the games are saved, make a folder in there, and then that folder will show up in game when you go to save or load a game, and you'll be able to save into that folder. I don't do that because Windows Explorer loves to crash when I open up any of the Paradox games folders where saves and mods are, so I try to avoid going in there as much as possible. Even EU, actually. I'm pretty sure EU4 also supports folders. So, you know, Paradox, please, for the love of God, give me a button in here somewhere that says create folder. Let me name the folder whatever the hell I want to name it. Okay? And then allow me to save my games within that folder. I don't know why that's not a thing now. But it should be. Or just adopt the Stellaris system and name each save based off your dynasty. So if your dynasty is XYZ, the save will say XYZ, you click on that, and then it'll show you all the saves related to that game. Something, because this is a terrible system in my opinion. I mean, seriously, guys. Okay? This is a terrible system for a game released in 2020, in my opinion. That is easily the worst complaint that I have about CK3 is the save system is reminiscent of Vicky 2, which I can understand Vicky 2 released in 2010-ish, around there. It's... Now I gotta check. When did Victoria 2 release? I believe it was 2010, somewhere around there. Yeah, August 2010. So, yeah. This is an okay, acceptable system for 2010. It is not an acceptable system for... God, and the default fill-in is a terrible one. It's the name of the character. Go with dynasty name. What's the name of our dynasty? Let me write this crap down so I can remember this shit. I'm gonna give it a naming convention that I can actually utilize for knowing what the hell are my Let's Play saves and which ones aren't. Yeah, let's find something to write on. Normally I don't record this type. Normally my saves are nice and easy. There we go. Now I have a nice naming convention that will allow me to very easily know what are my saves for the Let's Plays and what are my personal games. So that was much harder than it needed to be. Sorry about that. That'll be it for this part. I will see you all next time, but until then, a goodbye and farewell.